Despite setup delays due to the recent rainy weather, organizers for the Central Pennsylvania Fourth Fest in State College assure us they are still on schedule for Saturday's full day of activities and that big fireworks show. And as Gary Sinderson tells us, it's the last call for one of the event's main organizers.
Back here in one of the staging areas for the Central Pennsylvania Fourth Fest. Down that way is the actual stage where thousands of shells, close to 12,000 of them, have been individually wired and loaded. Volunteers have been working on that for weeks, but there's many others here working on a volunteer basis to make the big show go. You have folks working in carpentry, you have folks working on music, then you have a separate marketing and management staff. And then there's one person in charge, the executive director, the only one who draws a salary here. Well, sort of. We'll talk about that later. The ringmaster here is Bernie Kiesling, but this is going to be his last show. After 12 years, he says he wants to retire. We recently sat down and talked to Bernie.
I think there becomes a natural time. I tried to retire. I worked for IBM for 35 years, and I tried to retire 14 years ago. And I thought this retiree life might be a good life. I started this 12 years ago, and to be truthful, I'm still looking forward to what retirement just might be about.
For Bernie Kiesling, being the executive director of the Fourth Fest has been a labor of love, and it's almost a year-long labor. They take very little time off here.
We take about a month's break, and then the 2016 show starts. The choreography team gets together, they start listening to music, start coming up with ideas for the show.
Kiesling enjoys the interaction with all phases of the event and then the feedback from the customers, similar to his days in the corporate world.
There is a huge magical difference between corporate and the Fourth Fest. And the difference is we're dealing with all volunteers. And when you're dealing with all volunteers, you're on different schedules, you're on different time frames.
I told you the executive director position is the only salary position here at the Central Pennsylvania Fourth Fest, but not in Bernie Kiesling's case. They tell us in the 12 years he's been here, he's never taken a salary. He joins the rest of the crew as part of the largest all-volunteer fireworks show in the United States. The big show is still scheduled to go Saturday night shortly after 9 o'clock. We will keep you posted here on 6 News. From Penn State, Gary Sinderson, 6 News.